Whatculture.
Given that 70% of our planet is covered in water, it's hardly surprising that untold mysteries and amazing phenomena have been discovered beneath the waves. For example, I loved watching Blue Planet 2 last year. Sir David Attenborough proclaiming unbelievable facts about the unknown residents of the deep to me over an epic Hans Zimmer score, whilst I watched some weird-looking fish jizzing all over the place. Anyway, in 1960, a research bathyscaphe called the Trieste became the first manned vessel to reach the bottom of the Challenger Deep in the Pacific Ocean's Mariana Trench near Guam, the deepest known point in the Earth's seabed hydrosphere. Just imagine how dodgy the creatures down there looked, considering we already know guys like this exist. It was a milestone for deep-sea exploration, but the discoveries haven't stopped there, with researchers having stumbled on all kinds of weird and wonderful phenomena. Not just in our oceans, but the depths of our rivers and lakes too. Before we get started, a quick honourable mention: the Sunken Sculpture Park. Though not strictly unexplained, and hence why it's included as an honourable mention here, this entry was just too intriguing not to include. The deep-sea gallery of sculptures in the Moliniere-Beausejour Marine Protected Area of the Caribbean Sea gets a mention for inspiring no less awe than some of mankind's more mysterious aquatic discoveries. Just try not to think about how much they remind you of the creepy weeping angel statues from Doctor Who that still keep you awake at night. Located between 4 and 5 meters deep, the collection of statues is designed to enhance a conserved section of the ocean and highlight the way nature makes a permanent mark on the physical world over time. Many of the sculptures, which include life-size casts of local children, which definitely isn't suspicious, are covered in sea vegetation and barnacles and have been a hit with scuba enthusiasts for years. Just don't go down there alone. So, from mysterious stone structures to life forms that don't play by the rules, I'm Adam Wilborn from Whatculture, and these are 7 of the most bizarre underwater discoveries nobody can explain. Number 7. An aquatic Stonehenge. I went to Stonehenge once, the land-based one I mean. People had told me it was magical and mysterious, and it was, for about a minute. Then I tried to domino the place, which is apparently frowned upon, and, well, it's probably best if I don't say any more from a legal standpoint. A strange stone formation with more than a passing resemblance to Stonehenge lies at the bottom of Lake Michigan. The monolith's origins are unknown, but they're thought to be thousands of years old. The site was uncovered by Mark Holley, a professor of underwater archaeology at Northwestern Michigan University College, and his colleague Brian Abbott in 2007, while they crossed the lake in a ship loaded up with sonar equipment. But the discovery has thrown up more questions than answers over the years. The plot thickened when a carving of a mastodon, a distant relative of the elephants that's been extinct for over 10,000 years, was discovered on one of the pillars, suggesting its origins could stretch all the way back to the last ice age. Not that one. Number 6. The YONAGUNI Complex. No, not the place from Die Hard, that's Nakatomi Plaza, you daft racist. The underwater complex of Yonaguni has been one of Japan's great aquatic mysteries since dive tour operator Kiyahiro Aratake stumbled upon it back in 1985. This ancient structure, which is submerged off the southern coast of the Ryukyu Islands, has sparked heated debate among archaeologists and researchers. Now there's a fight I'd like to see, who are unable to agree whether it's man-made or a natural formation. One school of thought is that the Yonaguni complex is all that's left of Mu, a fabled Pacific civilization said to have vanished beneath the ocean in the distant past. The formation, which is made up of fine sandstone and mudstone, has been referred to as Japan's Atlantis and may actually be millions of years old. Number 5. Long-lost locomotives. When Paul Hepler, the captain of the charter boat Venture 3, being expertly played by me in this image, was mapping out the ocean floor off the coast of New Jersey in 1985, he made a bizarre discovery. Sat perfectly upright on the seabed, about 90 feet down, were 2 rare locomotives. Subsequent dives revealed the trains to be Planet Class 222T models, for the avid train spotters amongst you. Hi, comment section! Some of the oldest steam trains ever built in the United States. But how they ended up at the bottom of the sea is anybody's guess. There have been countless theories on this very subject, the most likely explanation being that they blew off a transportation ship during a storm. But since there's no record of them being lost, this idea has to be filed under speculation for now. Quick word of warning, maybe best to not show this entry to your Thomas the Tank Engine obsessed nephew. I did, and and he's been crying about this deep-sea train graveyard ever since. Oops. Number 4. The Bimini Road. One of the most popular tourist attractions in the Bahamas, presumably after visiting the sick Paradise Island water park, is the Bimini Road, a mysterious pathway discovered in the 1930s running 20 feet beneath the ocean's surface. Its origins are, you guessed it, shrouded in mystery, and most experts fail to agree whether the road is man-made or the result of Mother Nature's tinkering. There have been a number of outlandish theories about its purpose over the years, with some even speculating that it leads to the ruins of the mythical city of Atlantis. It doesn't. Next, number 3, the Baltic Sea Anomaly. A few years ago, in a sea quite close to us actually, a strange circular entity was discovered by Swedish explorer Peter Lindberg and his Ocean X team, more than 90 meters beneath the waves of the Baltic Sea. The peculiar object certainly has a passing resemblance to the Millennium Falcon. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. Anyway, conspiracy theorists leapt on the find and hailed it as proof that aliens have visited Earth. And for 5 glorious tinfoil hat-wearing years, few other explanations for the phenomenon presented themselves. Sadly, last year, scientists from Stockholm University carried out analysis on samples from the Baltic Sea anomaly and concluded that it's simply a glacial deposit. But Lindbergh isn't satisfied with that conclusion, pointing out that it doesn't explain why all of his electrical equipment cut out when he arrived in the object's vicinity. I'm telling you, there's something they're hiding, man. Number 2, the mysterious Julia sound. In 1999, a disturbing sound was picked up by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration recording equipment in the depths of the Pacific Ocean. The eerie noise, which lasted for about 15 seconds, has been christened Julia. Well, now that you've named it, I'm even more creeped out, and sounds a bit like somebody cooing or whining. It's the kind of thing that sends imaginations running wild when you consider only around 5% of the oceans have been explored. I've got to be honest, I was fucking terrified when I first heard it. I dare anyone to listen to it alone at night and not themselves. However, if it all gets too much, it does seem slightly less frightening when you realise it sounds a lot like someone farting in the bath. An unequivocal explanation for the noise has never presented itself, but the best the NOAA researchers could come up with, it's the sound of an Antarctic iceberg running into the seafloor, which isn't quite as exciting as a deep-sea leviathan, is it? Number 1, an ancient underwater city. The remains of what marine scientists described as a huge lost city were discovered 36 meters underwater in the Gulf of Cambay off the coast of India back in 2002. Relics of ancient civilizations have, of course, turned up beneath the waves countless times before, but what really surprised researchers this time is that initial estimates put the submerged ruins at around 9,500 years old, which is nearly as old as your mum. That's thousands of years before the region was thought to contain people, so historians were at a loss to explain the discovery and were forced to reassess everything they thought they knew about the area. Idiots. Debris removed from the site included construction material, pottery, sections of walls, beads, sculptures, and even human remains, which were carbon dated and found to predate the 4,000-year-old Harappan civilization. I don't know about you, but I'm off to jump in the Tyne and see what I can find. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Adam from Whatculture, and I'll see you soon.